what, lads? Angel Reese has been killing it. She's been killing it. And I'm not going to lie, like, she's been really good. But the usual has happened. The usual has now happened. She's killing it. And she goes a little bit too far. Writing checks that she now has to cash. She now has to cash these checks. Because she is essentially as good as said in the public that she's better than Caitlin Clark.
Angel Reese just dropped a truth bomb so spicy it might set off a WNBA earthquake. She's not just calling out Caitlin Clark's fever, she's dragging the whole rookie class into the blender. What did she say? Why are fans losing their minds? And is it bold confidence or straight up chaos? Buckle up, because Angel didn't come to play nice. She came to stir the pot, flip the lid, and leave the kitchen on fire. Let's get into this mess.
See you, Angel Reese. Uncle KC sees you. I see that false bravado. I see you all excited. We've won 2 consecutive games. My pretend friends in the media are telling me that we're on something called a winning streak. My team is hot, hot, hot. Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes. The rumors are indeed true. For the second time this season, the Chicago Bravado have managed to win back-to-back games.
Oh, but we're the ones giving her too much attention, huh? That's rich, because when someone practically stands on a rooftop with a megaphone, paints herself in glitter, and screams something spicy into the chaos of the sports world, you don't just pretend you didn't hear it. You talk about it, you analyze it, you roll your eyes and talk about it again. That's what happens when someone chooses to make herself the main character in a league that was already spinning with drama.
Okay. In the game, Angel Reese played a great game. Angel Reese had 19 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. And she was able to give an interview after the game and made a very interesting comment. And in pure old Angel Reese fashion, talked smack after the game.
And here's the real kicker. The same people who say we're giving her too much attention are the ones who refresh their timelines every 5 seconds waiting to see if Reese dropped another cryptic comment, a side eye in a press conference, or a sassy Instagram caption. Let's not play the "we've moved on" card while you're still clutching your Team Reese hoodie like it's a family heirloom.
It is something that, you know, we need to talk about it. It needs to be talked about because you've now got Angel Reese coming out and saying this.
It's a great win in front of our home crowd. Camila Cardoso returns to the starting lineup. You both finished with double-doubles. She ends up with an incredible block on Courtney Williams to end the game as well. What are some things that you saw in her in that tandem that you guys had today? Somebody said we wasn't the best young core in the league. I think we're the best young core in the league, for sure. Hands down, the skyscrapers, we do it every single night. So I'm really proud of everybody.
We're hands down the best young core in the league.
But sure, let's pretend for a second that we're the problem. That it's not the nonstop commentary, the smug smirks, the weird energy every time someone dares to mention Caitlin Clark without an asterisk. Let's pretend Angel Reese is just minding her business while the world unfairly drags her name into the fire. Meanwhile, she's got both hands on the gasoline, just daring anyone to look away.
For the first time this season, the Chicago Bravado actually beat a team with a winning record. According to Angel Reese, this one win, this one victory in the middle of July, it makes the Chicago Bravado the best young team in the WNBA.
And if we must play the stop talking about her game, then maybe someone should explain why she keeps offering up new content on a silver platter every 48 hours. Say less, she literally says more. And then more again, and then acts shocked when everyone's still talking. It's like tossing a pie at someone's face and gasping when they react. What did you think was going to happen? Now, let's talk about that ego. Oh, sweet ego, so large it needs its own locker in the locker room. It's not that confidence is a crime, far from it. Sports thrive on swagger. But there's a fine line between competitive fire and acting like you invented basketball with a side of attitude. The last 2 rookies of the year, mind you, on the same squad. That's not just impressive, It's the kind of pairing that should make every other franchise consider a long nap and a rebuild. But somehow, this fact keeps getting brushed aside because Angel decided it was time for another episode of Look at Me being misunderstood.
She makes everyone around her better. She's not shooting that well, but she still is the best player on the floor. She still is the person that sets the pace of the game. She's still white Jesus. Cry harder, Marvin. Cry harder. The shots are going to fall. The shots are going to fall. It's okay. It's okay. You just keep watching.
Let's do the math here. You've got the two most dominant young players in the league. One an all-time college scorer, the other a walking double-double machine, playing for the Indiana Fever. That's not just promising, it's terrifying for the rest of the league. And it should be. If the league were a game of Monopoly, the Fever just bought Boardwalk and Park Place with hotels, while everyone else is stuck fighting over Baltic Avenue and rolling doubles to escape jail. But no, let's ignore that because someone's feelings got hurt when people cheered too loudly for Caitlin Clark. Again, the obsession with turning every Clark compliment into an insult against Reese is exhausting. It's not a rivalry if one person's still trying to qualify. The ones who see box scores and immediately claim bias. You'd think Angel Reese invented basketball and cured boredom, the way her fans react when anyone critiques her defense. Like, it's okay. We can acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, being loud doesn't automatically make you great.
So Angel Reese, the most toxic player in all of basketball, is out here slapping clipboards out of her coaching staff's hand because she's so mad her team committed a foul in the crunch after she shot 15 free throws this game. This is the lowest of the low disrespect that you can show to your coaching staff. She's trying to get y'all locked in, worried about the next play, and you so toxic with your terrible, awful attitude that you slap the clipboard out of her hand.
Because here's what they never want to talk about. Consistency. Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston show up game in, game out. They don't just talk the talk, they walk it, jog it, and occasionally dunk it in your face. The real power flex? Letting your performance do the talking. And those numbers don't lie. And oh, the irony. Reese's fans complaining about Clark getting too much media attention while also reposting every single mention of Reese like it's the Declaration of Independence. Every side eye, every misunderstood comment becomes a meme, a battle cry, a TikTok moment. But when someone else gets the spotlight for actually winning, suddenly it's a media conspiracy. Look, no one's saying Angel Reese isn't talented. She is. But talent alone doesn't carry a franchise. Just ask the dozens of next big things who fizzled out faster than a flat soda. You need awareness, you need leadership, and maybe, just maybe, a dash of humility. They haven't even hit that dominate the league for a decade phase. This is still preseason for the empire they're building, and yet somehow the headlines keep getting hijacked by vibes and vague shade.
Phenomenal game. But the best young core in the WNBA resides in Indiana, dear. The best young core in the WNBA resides in Indiana. Okay, it's not in Chicago. Love the confidence. Love the confidence. Not mad at the trash talking at all. But the best young core in the WNBA resides in Indiana. They played today. They played today. They also beat you when they played you. Put on a phenomenal display.
Imagine being so allergic to someone else's success that you convince yourself that you're the one being attacked. Imagine watching your peers thrive and deciding the real problem is attention distribution. At some point, you got to realize that being the loudest in the room doesn't automatically make you the leader. Sometimes it just makes you the echo no one asked for. And let's not forget the scoreboard. Not the TikTok scoreboard, the actual games. The Fever are finding rhythm. Boston is anchoring the paint like it's her living room. This isn't just about one player. It's about what actually wins in the league. Growth, maturity, teamwork. The very things Reese pretends don't matter when she's busy crafting her next They Hate Me storyline. But eventually, all that noise gets drowned out by wins. And right now, the Fever's got the most exciting young core in basketball, and that's not drama, that's just facts.
What's up, y'all? I just want to talk about this chick, Angel Reese, for a second. She has been all over my timeline, over my Twitter or X, Instagram, TikTok. She's always pushing people and this and that. She's always in controversy. So let me address this situation real quick. How is she a professional athlete? Like, can we step back for a second and just analyze this situation? How in the world is this chick a professional athlete? She is, out of all the clips that I've seen, she is the worst basketball player I've ever seen.
And now we've reached the favorite chapter in the Delusion Handbook, the cherry-picked stat parade. You know the drill. Take the smallest sample size possible, slap a glitter filter on it, and yell, "See? She's elite," like nobody owns a calculator. We're talking 8 games here, 8 out of 53. That's not momentum, that's a cameo. That's like bragging about getting a participation trophy in a game you barely showed up to. Meanwhile, Clark's having what they call a shooting slump, which, by the way, looks like 16.6 points per game on a team that acts allergic to offensive schemes. It's decent, sure, but can we stop pretending it's MVP material? The bar's not just low, it's underground, doing push-ups in a bomb shelter. The moment Reese strings together a few solid games, the hype train leaves the station like it's heading to the Hall of Fame.
This is a complete, utter disgrace to the game of basketball. Y'all put one of the worst basketball players we've ever seen in history on the front cover of a video game because y'all feel so sorry for her, and it's nothing but a pity party for Angel Reese. Every sports video game, there's been absolute ballers on the front cover, whether that's basketball, football, baseball, hockey, whatever it is. And y'all put this girl over 30, 40, 50 more deserving players in the league because y'all feel sorry for her.
You'd think she just broke a record, cured athlete's foot, and rebuilt the Chicago sky from scratch with her bare hands. But no, it's just a stretch of above-average games, celebrated like she just reversed the Titanic. We're applauding competence like it's never been done before. The crowd goes wild because she didn't foul out or throw an elbow in the third quarter. Yay? Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, in the middle of the worst stretch of her shooting life, is still casually sitting in the same scoring neighborhood. That's not a slump. That's what happens when your worst is still better than most players' best week. The WNBA changed the rules of engagement just to slow her down, and yet here she is, matching Reese's career highs while carrying a team that forgot how to box out. But the Reese Camp, oh, they're out here hosting parades for those 17.5 points. The narrative around Reese is basically, she improved. From what, you ask? Don't worry about it. That's the level of PR spin we're dealing with. Improvement is not dominance. Growth is not greatness. Everyone's acting like she turned water into Gatorade when really, she just hit a few mid-range shots and didn't get benched. The fever dream isn't in Indiana, it's in the group chats of Reese defenders.
Man or woman, she is the worst basketball player I've ever seen, and that's not an exaggeration. I wish I was lying because I feel bad for her, for how bad she is, but she is so bad at basketball. Yet she wants to be compared to Caitlin Clark and all these great WNBA players. She's not even close. There's middle schoolers that can beat her. It is so, like, what do y'all agree with me? Because I hope I'm not the only one. She is just not a good basketball player, and she needs to keep her mouth shut.
And it's not just that the expectations are low, it's that they're designed to be low, so any minor leap feels like a moon landing. They'll say, she's finding her rhythm, like she hasn't had over 50 games to do exactly that. She's not a rookie. This is not a test drive. She's been in the league long enough to know where the rim is without a GPS. And yet, every time she makes a layup, someone's carving a statue. This isn't progress, it's PR. And the difference is huge. Progress is building on performance, improving over time, pushing limits. And let's just sit with this for a second. Reese fans are using a tiny stretch of solid play to rewrite an entire resume. 8 games. You can't even get through a full Netflix season with that. Meanwhile, Clark's season is a full anthology. She's logging minutes, leading assists, getting bruised like an overripe banana, and still putting up better averages than Reese in her so-called glow-up.
It went to the middle of the backboard and went to the left side. She grabbed the rebound, shot it back on the other side. Grabbed the rebound again, shot it back in the middle. She had 5 rebounds in a 30-second span and scored no points.
Nuts.
I don't want to hear nothing. When you go 4 for 16 and you taking point blank range shots, you're not very good. You're not very good.
The reason this looks like a celebration is because the starting point was rock bottom. When you expect mediocrity, anything slightly better feels miraculous. It's like giving a standing ovation for someone remembering to use a turn signal. Oh, look, she finally passed out of the double team. She's evolving. No, that's the bare minimum. That's expected. We've just set the bar so low that jumping over it feels like a gold medal event. You'd think the WNBA's marketing team was secretly writing these takes. The rising star narrative only works if you ignore the entire context. Reese isn't carrying her team. She isn't lifting everyone around her. That's the double standard. Clark lives under a microscope. Reese gets a megaphone. Clark scores 20 and it's not efficient. Reese scores 15 and it's queen behavior. Clark hits 5 threes and it's could have had more assists. Reese grabs rebounds and it's she's the future of basketball. One is judged like a seasoned vet, the other's judged like an intern who found the stapler.
How record labels pay radio stations to keep playing the same trash songs over and over again, hoping that the masses will eventually like it. This is exactly what it is with Angel Reese. These people are paid to keep force glazing her. That's why these announcers in the game force glaze her. That's why the media does shit like this, gives her McDonald's deals. ESPN does what they do. She gets Sportswoman of the Year because they feel so sorry that the world hates Angel Reese, man.
And that's the funny part. Reese's fans keep comparing the two like we're in the middle of a neck-and-neck race. It's not even close. The scoreboard isn't lying. The stats aren't biased. And the film is the real snitch. It shows who spaces the floor, who moves without the ball, who demands attention even when the shot isn't falling. Clark lives in defenders' nightmares. Reese is still trying to figure out what happens when you stop screaming and actually play through the whistle. So let's not crown anyone just yet. Let's hold the champagne. Because if 8 games is all it takes to ignite a fan base, then maybe the hype was never real to begin with. Maybe it's just noise. And maybe, just maybe, people are finally starting to notice who's built for this and who's just trying to trend.